So typically I would have my video released by now, but I've got to say after yesterday's absolutely insane race, I was done. I was cooked. I was literally falling asleep at my laptop. And so here is how that went.
Number Johnny Five. Come on, Johnny Five.
All right, so let's talk about how the last time I was on Danger Noodle went. So as I cross the Titans Grove KOM, you can see I'm quickly falling behind off the front group, and then further on down the road, falling behind again off the group that I was in. Now, I did manage to kind of hold their tail for a little while, but it was an absolute struggle to stay with any group at this point. And so I crossed the line in 39th place, 38th place, and that was, great course. But last time I did the ZRL, it was tough. It absolutely was. So what changed this time around? So since the last time I raced this, my fitness has improved. I've been doing better at keeping up with the category and race categories that I'm in, not only for range one, but for range two on the ZRS scoring system, but also with DRS. Towards the end of it, I started getting better. And so I fully expected to do well this race. I fully expected to keep up with the group and at least, cross the line with the group. And as we go through, this part of Watopia, you can sort of see, even though it's going really fast, you can sort of see the pace was mid. The pace was, we were staying in the 200s, sometimes dropping down to the 180s. There, I kind of pushed a little hard on this hill because I thought, it seemed like people off the front were going to try and split the group, but that didn't happen. And so we just kind of stayed in the pack together. And, we're talking with the team, just kind of talking about where we're at, what we're doing, and as we start to get back into Watopia, heading towards Titans Grove, I know that this next ramp up into Titans Grove is generally another spot where the group starts to push hard. So we get a little bit of action here, but not much. One guy off the front, which we all know who that was if you've seen my videos before, if you watch JD's stream, the rider, prospect riders, absolute beast, and can go off the front and stay off the front for a long time. And so that's kind of what he did. He and another guy went off the front, stayed off the front. They built a nice margin, 10 to 17 seconds, but I guess because they weren't really working together, it just didn't work out for them. And so as we start to get in through Titans Grove, again, the group is still together. We're pulling strong. I'm feeling good coming over these climbs. And I'm starting to, once we start to get toward, closer to the Titans Grove KOM, I'm starting to feel good. I'm starting to feel like, you know, there might be a chance for me to, really hold on to this group because, again, the last time I did well till here, but once I got up to KOM, I was toast. I was done.
Leroy Jenkins!
I couldn't hold on. And so I pushed up towards the front because I know that if I can make it to the top with enough of a margin, then the group will catch back up and I'll be good. And so as you see, I'm pushing off the front. We had already, at this point, already caught Prospect Rider. Uh, Jason Howell is off the front. I think it's Jason. But Howell is off the front, still got 11 seconds on us. And so I'm cruising. I'm pushing the watts a little bit higher than I think I normally would. But I felt good. I felt like I was in a good rhythm. So I didn't want to back off the power just yet. And as I'm climbing, I see Howell come up in front of me. I use my feather because I feel like that mid spot where it pitches into the 5% is probably the better spot of the areas to use it. Even though towards the end there's another second pitch that kind of hurts as well. But I'm just, again, I'm cruising. I'm starting to catch up to how I don't know if he's fading or not, but looking at our watts, I'm doing just under 6 watts per kilogram, 5.7, 5.8. He's still in the, 3 watts per kilogram. So it was eventually I was going to catch up. That's just a matter of fact. Um, and so I pass him because I'm like, hey, I'm still off the front. Why not continue going? I look and notice that I'm 10 seconds off the front. I didn't realize I got that far ahead because I was, trying to see the names behind me and I still sort of saw them, but again, focusing on my effort. At this point, my heart's into the 180s and I'm just trying to get over the top. I know that if I can get over the top, I got a 10-second margin. Again, I figured the group would catch up to me as we cross the line here. Um, but I kept on going. I wasn't gonna, I didn't want to slow down. Um, and so I just kept on going and fully expecting the group to catch up. And so as I get over the hill here, I'm starting to think, are they not going to catch me? Are they not going to put the effort in? And so right now I still have a 6 second margin. There's a group of three right behind me that, you know, are, chasing. There's, I got 11 seconds on the group behind them. And so I'm kind of thinking like, man, I'm pretty far out there. Like, can I, can I keep this going? So I use my anvil just to kind of keep my momentum going, rest my legs a little bit. Again, fully expecting to be caught, just kind of cruising. And so it's at this point where I'm seeing my gap is slowly starting to inch up, and I'm starting to wonder, can I actually go off the front? Can I pull a Tadej Pogacar and stay off the front for the remainder of the race with 16 kilometers to go?
In your dreams. Mandy. In your little dreams.
Left the city in the rearview haze. Now it's tree lines, fence gaps, sunray blaze. Back tire sketching on a gravel spin. Got mud on my frame and a crooked grin. Fence line follow, deer trail split. Hop a broken gate, land smooth and lit. Cornfield ghosting, ducking through rows. Me versus nature, see how it goes. Off-road, no map. Pedal snap, breath tight, trail unknown. Dust in my lungs, but I'm deep in the zone. Dirt dreams. Dirt dreams. Creek bed cutting through the trail ahead. I bunny hop rocks like I ride with the dead. No phone, no bars, just winding trees and the hum of the chain in a country breeze. A dog give chase from a trailer near. I laugh mid-sprint like get in gear. Cow skull posted on a rusty gate. I guess I'm close to that backwoods fate. Off-road, pedal snap, breath tight, trail unknown. Dust in my lungs, but I'm deep in the zone. Dirt dreams. Dirt dreams. Wheels crack the quiet, earth gives way. Found a hidden track where the brave go play. Dirt mounds stacked, ramps all raw. Looks like a dream dipped in red clay law. Now I'm flying, lift off, sky cuts clean. Back tire buzz with a gasoline sheen. Other heads post up, nod like yo. We all got here off the unbeaten road. I spin, I fall, I climb back grinning. No crowd, just clouds in the rush, still winning. City's a memory, noise far gone. Out here is the ride that brings you home. No fear, dirt dreams. No map, no fear. Dirt dream, dirt dream, dirt dream, dirt dream, dirt dream, dirt no dreams, no dreams. No fear.
He cuts right. He could go all the way.
And so it's at this point that my teammates let me know, hey, they're starting to push on. I'm starting to fade because I've been out off the front now over 10 kilometers by myself and really just push the envelope of my performance. Spoiler alert, I did get a increase in my 20-minute power, um, up to 3.4 watts per kilogram versus 3.3. Again, at this point, that was really what I was focusing on, is maintaining, working on my 20-minute power, just kind of holding it as best I can. But as I'm getting to the top of the KOM, I'm feeling like I might actually, you know, I might actually hold this a little bit longer. I am seeing the distance come down, so I know the chase is on to try and catch me. I do see the group power starting to come up, even though they're, on the climb. So of course their power is going to come up as I start to get towards the top of the KOM and it starts to flatten out. I just do my best to kind of push, as I've been told by everybody, push across the line, push across the line. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm mentally telling myself, push across the line, get over the KOM. It's going to be downhill for a little while. And then, you know, we're going to go. So I continue to push my power as I come down the hill, still trying to rest a bit thanks to that anvil. And then I notice something.
Not on my watch.
Someone launched a 600-watt attack, which can only presume was to catch back up. And I couldn't believe that. I saw the numbers pop up as I was editing this video, and I was like, man, I can't believe, like, 600 watts on the downhill. Um, and our guys are like, yeah, we're moving. We're definitely, looking to close this gap. I'm still 5 seconds off the front. I'm, pushing 3.2, 3.3, trying to stay in that zone, trying to stay in the, upper bounds of my 20-minute power so I can, just keep my momentum. And I'm still seeing that gap close. And as I start to climb this hill, I see the names pop up. And I knew at this point I was absolutely caught. There was no denying it. There was no Pogacha moment where I get to fly my wings across the finish line. I am cooked.
You want to give me a push while you're back there, pal?
So my team was like, hey, just, stay on terms with everybody, hold on as best you can, which is what I do. I, almost got dropped there for a second, but I gave it a good dig and came back on. And I've got to say, man, this SL8 with the NV89s have been fantastic for me for races like this. Even with the hilly races, it's been doing great. Even though I know the upgrades are neutralized for this race, it still felt like, I was cruising through this stage. Um, and so as we start to make our way out of Titans Grove, I'm staying towards the front only because the group dynamics just kind of felt good that way. I felt like, you know, I wasn't struggling to hold the wheel at this moment, to stay up front, but I also knew that I was you know, quickly fading. My legs were hurting, and as we start to ramp down towards Watopia, I knew that, once we got over that hill and into the S right before the finish line, I figured people would start to push on. But and then I see flames come up from underneath the group, and someone had pushed the power off the front and really just gave it a big dig, which I could not believe someone was going to try and go this early. And so I couldn't tell at the time who the rider was. But it was, I was like, wow, I was shocked that, they would go so early. And so as we hit this hill, I thought people were gonna, start pushing harder, especially as that rider went off the front. And sure enough, more people started pushing. And you see, we've got our entire squad up front. That was a big thing we were all talking about. Like, hey, we're all here. We're all here. Like, yep. Like, all right, let's do this. Now that we're all, we're on, we're just going to give it as big of a dig as possible. And everybody's encouraging me through, this finish because they know that while I have a strong sprint, my sprint at this point was, non-existent. And so I see some people starting to push hard and go off the front. but I'm still just kind of spinning up, getting my RPMs in place where I can dig a little bit deeper, drop a couple gears, and as we hit this bridge, I start to push harder and give absolutely everything I had left. And you see, little by little, I start plowing through the group, which I was kind of shocked because I didn't think I would get that far ahead. And sure enough, as we cross the line, I end up in 11th place. Completely shocking. And if you look at our group, we had first place, third place, fifth place, 10th place, and 11th place across the line, which was absolutely astounding. We set an incredible precedence for this ZRL series. And so I know the next two races are going to get exponentially harder because we're not going to be able to get away with any shenanigans like that again because the group is going to be watching out for us next time. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next race.
Hey guys, it's Miguel from that thing you just watched. Hope you enjoyed that video, whether it was a topic on nutrition or racing or a combination of both. Feel free to come back. I will continue to put out videos like this and continue to showcase what you can do with smart nutritional strategies, combining that with racing, because that is what this channel is all about. And feel free to check in if you want to see more racing. Click on wherever the link's at, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next race.